Hi there, it's Lyndsey again. I've spent nearly 18 years interviewing candidates for various different positions, and I've heard it all, seen it all when it comes to interviews. So I wanted to share some tips with you today about how you can best prepare for your interview, and then also how to answer some of the most popular questions. When preparing for your interview, you do have to put some time aside to really think about how you're going to research, plan and prepare your answers and also yourself. Number one is to think about how to dress. You need to wear something smart that isn't going to be distracting to the employer. Secondly, turn off your mobile phone. The last thing you want is your phone going crazy with notifications when you're in the middle of the interview. Maintaining eye contact is the third area that you should think about. It shows confidence, commitment to the position, and it also gives them the chance to see that you're going to be able to engage confidently with their customers, clients or other colleagues. Research for the position is really important too. If you're going for a role within a school as a TA, for example, find out about the school, visit the website, have a look at what they're all about. What's the ethos of the school? How many pupils are there? What are the demographics of the people who attend? Do your research, it really pays off. Arrive early, but not too early. So if your interview is at 10:30, arrive at 10:20. Plan your journey so that you're not flapping around and late. And if you are late, if there's genuine reasons, if there's a traffic problem or you're held up, ring ahead. So now we've talked about planning for the interview, let's cover some typical questions and potentially how you might answer those questions. Everyone dreads the question, tell me a bit about yourself. But actually, it should be the easiest question for you to answer. There's only you that can really answer that question in the most appropriate way. So be honest, keep it job related, but speak the truth, because I think employers really value that when they're getting to know you in the interview process. So you may want to say, okay, I'm a recent school leaver with great GCSE results. I'm looking for my next step, which is an apprenticeship or a job or even further study. Whatever the interview is that you're in, be honest about yourself and what you're looking for. Often we're asked, well, tell me why you've applied for this position or this apprenticeship. That's really key, and it shows the employer that you're the right person for that job. So if it's a business administration position or apprenticeship, explain that you've always been interested in working in an office. Perhaps you've got friends, family who are office managers or have progressed through the office route and it's something you're interested in. What skills can you bring to this role? This is a question that is asked quite regularly, which can be hard to answer if you don't have much work experience. So what you need to think about is what can you bring to the role from experience and skills you've given yourself in life. And this could be social media, it could be video creation, it could just be the sense of motivation and excitement and enthusiasm that you can bring that company. Tell me about your biggest weakness. This really is the dreaded question that everybody hates. And really, it's one of those old-fashioned interview questions that seems to have kept its place there in general interviewing. My advice for this question is to share a genuine weakness that bears no real bearing on the job. So, for example, many people say, oh, well, I'm so particular and so precise that it takes me quite a while to finish a task. These are quite typical and employers have heard them again and again. Be honest, if there is something that isn't really your forte, just share it. So, for example, you might say, look, I'm not particularly happy about sitting behind a desk 24/7, but that's why I've applied for a warehouse apprenticeship where I can be out in the warehouse, liaising with people, moving and being physical. The last question is often a question posed back to yourself. Is there anything you would like to ask us? And often by the end of the interview, you're just desperate to get out. You've forgotten what you'd maybe planned, and that can be quite a scary situation to be in. But it's really important that you do plan some questions to ask your potential new employer. It shows that you've researched, that you've thought about it, and that you're really eager. So questions to potentially ask are things like, what training will I be given? Who will support me in the role? Who would potentially be my mentor? What opportunities are there within the business to progress, either after an apprenticeship or after this particular position? So it is good to ask something. I hope you've enjoyed these tips and that it's going to give you something to think about when you do get that call to invite you to interview. It should be exciting, you shouldn't be dreading it, you should be keen to go out there, meet your potential new employer and tell them what you're all about. At the end of the day, you can only be yourself and be honest. Your CV will help speak volumes, which we've covered in another video. If you want any more help and advice, visit our website. There is a full suite of documents there